is the 77 WABC minicast.
So there's a wonderful story developing, and we shined a bit of light on it on the TV show last night with Senator Schmidt of Missouri. But my old friend Greg Jarrett turned out to be completely right. DNI Tulsi Gabbard, Director of National Intelligence, declassified a bunch of documents that showed and sent criminal referrals, I might add, to the Justice Department, aimed at unraveling this whole phony Ukrainian impeachment business years ago, where it turns out whistleblowers were really nothing more than Democratic operatives inside the intelligence deep state. And Greg Jarrett has been writing about this for years, including his book. And we've got my friend Greg Jarrett, Fox News legal analyst, and the author of any number of books. So, Greg, you are completely vindicated here, and I wanted to give you some open field run. This is very cool. I mean, she declassified everything and then sent over a criminal referral. It couldn't be any clearer than that.
Yeah, you're right, Larry. Yeah, these declassified documents, hidden for 7 years, prove that, Trump was set up. He was framed by people in the intel community who were conspiring with Democrats like Adam Schiff to manufacture a phony impeachment. The whistleblower was never a whistleblower at all under the meaning of the statute. I wrote about it while it was happening. The formal complaint that he filed against Trump should never have been sent to Congress because it was based on triple and double hearsay. It didn't even qualify as a valid complaint under the law and under Department of Justice rules. It never involved intelligence. Not only that, the whistleblower law doesn't even apply to the president, who, of course, was the target of the complaint. All of that was ignored. Even worse, it turns out the whistleblower was a partisan mole with close ties to Joe Biden. He was an undercover operative from the CIA who was determined to engineer this fraudulent impeachment, and he got caught along the way and actually apologized for his deceit. But the apology was covered up. And, during these proceedings 7 years ago, as I say, I wrote numerous columns, talked about it on air, pointing all of this out, but these newly declassified documents prove it.
Didn't we talk about this on this show?
We did.
I mean, I sort of, as I was reading all this, it sort of was vaguely familiar. Anyway, the president's not an intelligence operative. He's not part of the intelligence community. He directs it. He's not part of it. I mean, I didn't understand. I never understood that part. Anyway, to unravel some more, where's this going to lead? There's a criminal referral here, which is very interesting to me. Can we follow through on this?
We can and should, and the DOJ, I am convinced, will do so. And the two targets are the whistleblower, who still hasn't been officially identified. We all know who it is. Wow. And by the way, under law, he's not afforded anonymity. That's another canard. But look, the other individual that is the target of the criminal referral is Michael Atkinson, who was at the time the Inspector General for the intelligence community. He's identified in the new documents as aiding and abetting this fake whistleblower who submitted false information and lies in his complaint against Trump. And Atkinson knew it, but he covered it up. He vouched for the man's credibility, even though he knew he was deceitful. And thereafter, Atkinson concealed exculpatory evidence that would have cleared Trump. That's the most insidious part of it. The whistleblower's bias and deceit was deliberately hidden from Congress, the American people, and importantly, Trump's defense team. Atkinson exceeded his authority. He weaponized the whistleblower process. And, of course, Adam Schiff was all in on it from the very beginning. Schiff propelled the Trump impeachment, even though he knew the truth. but he remained silent about it, and he joined the conspiracy. His staffers actually coordinated with a whistleblower before the whistleblower even wrote his complaint. So they were all working together to get Trump. Trump was set up for a sham impeachment led by Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi. It should never have happened. It was a farce.
So I don't, without evidence, I'm not the lawyer, I'm not the prosecutor, but I still believe that the Biden family business with Burisma was corrupt. Absolutely corrupt. I mean,
totally.
Papa Biden, Junior Biden, all their little friend Bidens. I mean, we never really buttoned any of that. You know, Greg, it's sort of like it faded away with the election and so forth. The Oversight Committee, you know, they did what they could, but they didn't really finish their work. I mean, this comes under the heading of unfinished business, but I tell you, there's a lot of unfinished business that could be uncovered.
Yeah, I agree entirely. And, you know, there's a grand jury that is poised to issue some indictments down in Florida for an overarching grand conspiracy to frame Donald Trump, to weaponize the law against him. And I would keep a close watch on what that grand jury is doing. Keep watching it over the next few weeks. There's a new guy coming in to take over that, and I think you could see some indictments. What
about this guy, the so-called Inspector General? Can they go after him? Michael
absolutely.
Atkinson? Yeah.
Sure. I mean, and I identify in my column, I invite your listeners to read it on foxnews.com, and I identify the crimes committed. And they include everything from false statements and perjury to conspiracy to defraud the government and obstruction of Congress as well. So, you know, keep a watch on that. The FBI and the DOJ are digging deep into it.
Basically, you know, to oversimplify, Trump told Zelensky, this is before the Russia war and so forth, to take a look at this stuff. You know, just take a look at it. Because you got, you know, one bad actor after another. Ukraine known for this. That's really all that ever happened.
And the president has Article 2 power under the Constitution to do that. He can request of foreign leaders information. There was nothing at all inappropriate about that phone call, because there was already a criminal investigation into Hunter Biden and his dad's complicity in, you know, corrupt influence peddling schemes. So it's ludicrous to think that that's grounds for impeachment, and yet it happened.
You know, President, part of this Article 2 stuff, which is so important, the president also has under Article 2 of the Constitution, the chief executive has sweeping authority to conduct foreign affairs, negotiate with leaders of other nations, and make requests or solicit information. Okay? Yeah. You're writing. Now, the Federal Reserve Board thing goes under this. The Federal Reserve Board has been requested by the Justice Department, right, representing the president, to give documentation to their cost overruns, and they won't do it. And we had John Yoo on. You know John, lawyer from California.
Yeah, I saw your interview. Great interview with John Yoo.
Yeah. I mean, there's cause here. I mean, there's cause for firing, not because of overruns, not because of stupidity or bad monetary policy, but they are violating what happens in the executive branch.
That's right. You know, Powell has to abide by instructions and requests, and you and John are right. It is a for-cause dismissal.
Okay. Well, Greg, you're back in business, buddy. I'm so happy we can revisit this week after week. This is fabulous stuff. Keep it coming. Folks, Greg Jarrett, nobody better, Fox News legal analyst, terrific story. We will take a break, and then on the other side, we're going to do some stock market work. Boy, there's a good story. American stocks are melting up. I'm Kudlow. Stay with us.